obviously your final walk, final bout tonight in the UFC. Just describe your emotions after that tonight.
You know, I'm pretty pleased with my performance. You know, the emotions just haven't kicked in yet. You know, I popped my rib, I think, in the third round, so that's taken over everything at the minute. But it was fantastic out there. You know, I felt like I was at home in Dublin with the crowd behind me. You know, he surprised me with his power. You know, he was very strong walking forward. Anytime he threw something, he threw it with such force. You know, he wanted to get me out of there quick. You know, I was very surprised that he stood there. A lot of people are saying that he'd stand and bag and shoot for the takedown. He done it in the third round. You know, but with my overall performance in there, for a man my age, as they say, it was pretty, I don't know what used by used had it, but I thought it was 1-1 going into the third. He got the takedown and sank the choke in.
Neil, you know, as we said, it's your last fight. Andy was there, your coach Andy Ryan, Paul Redmond. What did they say to you after the fight tonight?
They were praising me. They were saying, you know, I knew he was really good at taking the back, and you know, when he went for that takedown, when he come up on top, they were screaming, don't let the back, don't let the back. But it was either an option of taking a lot of shots, as in elbows, because he was really heavy when I tried to get that half guard back. He was really heavy on top, you know. So it was a bad decision I made by giving the back. He sank in the choke. I thought he was out of there. He was really strong. He knew what he was going for. But you know, I've given all to this company. I've given all in every fight that I walk out into. You know, I never shied away from any fight that anybody I was offered. You know, but I just know it's got to come to the end of the road. The lads have supported me 100% all the way. You know, they still think I have a lot of fight left in me, but you know, to me personally, I put a dot at the end of the sentence, and it's time to move on to something else.
When you left the octagon, Bruce Buffer made a point to come and greet you. What did he say to you there?
He said he didn't know that was my last performance, you know. He didn't know I was retired, and he wished me all the best, you know. It's fantastic when you've got people of his calibre coming up to you and doing that, you know. It goes, the statement that I made in the UFC, you know, I'm only 7 fights in the UFC, but every time I went out there, I gave it everything I've got, you know, and fans appreciate that.
What's been the favourite moment, Neil? Obviously Dublin, you know, we look back at that incredible night when all the Irish guys won. You got the victory there. Is that the moment that stands out for you?
There's so many moments, you know. The 2 nights in Dublin, you know, the Chris Beale fight was really big for me because he was 10-0 walk. He was coming down from flyweight. He was one to watch, you know, and I took him out of there, you know, and surprised a lot of people. But I've enjoyed every bit. I said it numerous of times. I've enjoyed every single step of this journey, you know. When I hit the UFC, it's just been fantastic, the whole lot of it.
What do you do now post-fight career?
I just said there, I truly believe that every fighter has the biggest fight of their career coming up. You know, the biggest fight ever is the retiring part. You know, is getting ready for that. A lot of people tend to go out from the highest onto another organisation to try and make a few quid, and it always seems to end flat on their face in hospital and, you know, in very bad situations. You know. And that's why I'm stepping out now, you know. I didn't want to go downhill after making it to the top. So I believe that I've got a massive fight ahead of me now, as in, how do I feel that voyage, you know. A lot of people don't ask these questions when you need to stand up and go to fighters after their careers and try teach the people that's on their way up. We're not all going to drive Rolls Royces and Ferraris and whatever else. We don't always end up with all this stuff, you know. People have mental thoughts come into this, you know. So I think a lot of young fighters need to actually go to the fighters that after doing it in return and take a lot of advice from what to do after it, you know.
What's I suppose the one big change you perhaps would like to see in the sport, in the UFC? You know, talks of maybe an association or a union, or perhaps the UFC could do maybe a pension for some fighters. Is there one thing that you'd like to see happen for the next generation of fighters coming through?
It's hard, you know. I think the union thing is hard because obviously in Dublin, if anybody ever said to you about fucking unions, they rob you left, right and centre and do nothing for you, you know. Nobody's twisting their arms to get in here. Nobody's saying you need to fight, blah blah blah. Nobody is doing that. You're given a contract. If you sign a contract, go and fight, you know. What moving forward, you know, the UFC have treated me with everything, you know. I don't have anything to complain about, you know what I mean. But I just think fighters just need to, for their own thoughts, is to not just jump in and spend everything they get. You know what I mean? It's a short window. It's not like a footballer's career when they sign for five years and they get making a lot of money. We don't have that. It's fight by fight. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is, you know. Unfortunately.
What is the void, Neil? What are you going to do? I know you've a new kid on the way.
Yeah.
That's obviously going to take a bit of time and a few nappies and things like that.
Sure it is.
What is the plan? Are you going to stay in the gym with Andy? Are you going to do some coaching?
Do you know what? I don't know yet. I haven't made up my mind, you know. I said there's nothing. Is there a lot of options out there? You know what I mean? I've got a full-time job. As you say, I've got another kid in the way. I have 5 kids. I'm just gonna have to find something to do. You know, I have a lot of fishing rods, so I'd be riverside. But you know, I just don't know, and that's what scares me. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what scares me. When you think it's all over and it's done and you're not gonna fight again, it's very frightening. It is frightening to what's next. You know, we're losing a drive here. There's a drive to step into the octagon, and people just don't understand. If we had a won there and walked out, I'm still gonna be really mentally down just because I won. That buzz is gone. You know what I mean? That if we won there and walked back into the gym on the Monday, things still won't be the same. Do you know what I mean? And people have to understand that a fighter hits the rock bottom. We build ourselves up here. Even if we lose or win, we'll always hit that bottom again. You know, and it's time of building yourself up. You know, so I just don't know at the minute what I'm gonna do. You know, come back to me probably in 6 months and stuff, and maybe you should. Just saying to reporters, maybe you should make this phone call to fighters that you've always interviewed and ask them how they're feeling, how are they doing financially, how are they doing mentally, you know, because every other sport has it. Why can't they do it in MMA? You know what I mean?
Do you have a message for the fans? Do you have a message for anyone that's followed your career, supported you through your career?
So look at the reception I got out there. I actually thought it was home in Dublin. It was fantastic out there, even when I was leaving the octagon. The fans have been amazing to me anywhere I went in the world. They've been fantastic. I'd like to thank every single one of them. Bought me hard. It's been a fantastic ride, but it's just after coming to an end. Thank you.
When you talk about these young up-and-coming fighters, when they look back on Neil Seery's career, what would you want them to take from it?
You know, probably just the way that I conducted myself, you know. I believe that I conducted myself right in the way I went, you know. I never turned down fights. I never went out, I won 50 grand in Dublin. I never went and splashed it and bought this, that and the other, thinking that it's going to come the next day, you know. That's what I'm saying to the people. This money will come and it'll go and it'll quick. Everybody's just spend at the start of their career, comes to the end and they genuinely have fuck all. You know what I mean? They've nothing to show for what they have, bar cuts in their faces and broken noses. But you know, there always has to be a plan B. You know, that's what I'd like to say to them, you know.
Neil, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Neil. Cheers.
Appreciate it, brother.